Good morning, Internet. My name is MilkDucks, and this is Domination. The map, I think, needs no introduction. I mean, it's Nuketown, of course. This is one of my favorite maps in Black Ops. And you know, I know a lot of my friends love it too, but I also understand that there are a lot of people in the community that just hate it. And I think that's probably because, it's a very easy map to get spawn trapped on. But also because, I really think that most people have no idea how the spawns work in Call of Duty. So they're constantly getting shot from behind on maps like Nuketown, and, that can be frustrating for anyone. So today we're going to talk a little bit about spawns, mostly spawns, but also about kill streaks. When I was going over some of my recent clips, I noticed there were a lot of times when I would get killed simply because someone on my team is running a bad kill streak. Or maybe more specifically, that they were running a perfectly good kill streak in the wrong situation or on the wrong map. This match, unfortunately, is a pretty good example of what I'm talking about. This is a small map, and the spawns are pretty delicate. On a map like this, a B-52 will hit almost everywhere, and that sounds awesome, but when you flag the entire enemy spawn as hostile with a streak like that, I mean, they will spawn behind you, and that's what we're gonna see in this clip. And I mean, we'll get to that in a minute, though. I mean, right now, I'm really making it rain with this M16, which is actually a great gun for Nuketown. I mean, this is a small map, but it's got really long sightlines that are, well suited to the M16. And honestly, there is kind of a metagame element to it. Because Nuketown is such a small map, a lot of people run with SMGs or shotguns or something because they're expecting a lot of close quarters action. But I mean, if you can pin them in their spawn, I mean, you can just outrange people using that stuff. So I mean, here's a perfect example of what I'm talking about with the kill streaks. I mean, this is textbook. We call in a B-52, and wait for it, I immediately get shot from behind. I mean, it's instantaneous. And here I'm going to get killed again because we've lost control of the map, and now our spawns are flipped. So it's just not worth it. I mean, I don't know if you guys noticed, but the B-52 only killed one guy, right? I mean, we earned one kill with that streak, but I died twice because of it. Got killed just short of my dogs, in fact. I mean, I don't even know how many of the other guys got killed or if they were close to any streaks, but I mean, then our spawns got flipped and we had to scramble to get back on the good side of the street. That's just not worth it. I mean, you'll notice that I end up getting a lot of kills up in the chopper gunner, but the spawns don't flip. I mean, they stick to like 3 or 4 areas in the backyard or by the garage, and they really don't move. I mean, the reason is because the Huey's only putting firepower into like one area at a time. I mean, and you'll see guys spawn in and sometimes immediately get killed, but the game is just as likely to put them in one of the other spawns back there. What the B-52 does, though, is because it hits such a large area, is it flags the entire enemy spawn as hostile or dangerous, and to keep players from being immediately killed by air support, the game flips them into secondary spawn positions, which are basically located around the center of the street. And here comes another B-52. But this one's not as bad as the last one. Again, he only gets one kill with this. But even still, you can see on the radar that the enemy starts spawning on the left-hand side of the road near that Jeep. Now, thankfully, I've just put up an SR-71, so our guys over there like immediately notice, and this one doesn't cause us anywhere near as much trouble as the last one did. Aside from anything else, though, I mean, if you're counting along at home, you know that this guy's got 2 kills at 2 Rolling Thunders, and I don't think that's worth it for an 8 kill streak. I mean, we could have had 2 Blackbirds for like a full minute and a half of advanced real-time recon. Instead, we got 2 kills, a handful of deaths ourselves, and a couple of spawn flips. I mean, that is a bad deal. And again, Rolling Thunder really isn't a bad kill streak. It's just being used in the wrong situation, like on the wrong map. I mean, I do use it on ground war domination sometimes, and I've seen it pick up half a dozen kills at once, but I mean, even if it killed all 9 people on the enemy team in a ground war match, I mean, I would argue that an SR-71 would score your team a far greater number of kills over the course of its duration. You know what I'm saying? the kills that your buddies earn may not appear on your scoreboard at the end of the match, but I mean, we should all be focused on what's best for our teams, I think. And you know, I feel like I should point out that I'm pretty sure the reason we're using Rolling Thunders in the first place is because there was a contract out to get like 3 of them. I'm sure this guy normally runs SR-71s. I don't want to feel like I'm picking on him, but I did want to use this footage in my commentary because I feel like it's a really good example of what I wanted to talk about in the first place. But anyway, I mean, as you can see, I'm actually running pretty low on ammo. The M16 is a great gun, and the 3-round burst does help to sort of limit the amount of bullets you're throwing down range. Yeah, you know, and I'm running Warlord, so I can have dual mags on top of my ACOG, but I mean, I don't know, I tend to use a lot of suppressive fire, I guess. You know, ammo can sometimes be an issue, so I'm just kind of taking it slow, trying to make every shot count, because once I'm out, I mean, it's going to be pretty difficult to get another gun. Like right here, you know what I'm saying? I want the gun that guy dropped. Like, I'm looking at it and I'm trying to figure out if I can get it, but, you know, the reality is it's just too far. It's too far into the enemy spawn. I mean, I could run in there and grab that, but it would not be a good idea. I think that maybe if we had a Blackbird up, I would say to the guys, like, hey, I gotta run in there and grab this gun, I'm sorry. You know, and if the Blackbird were up, they could see, you know, if there's anybody spawning behind them, but, you know, at that point, it just wasn't a good opportunity, so I had to run back and sort of wait for another opportunity. Unfortunately, you know, that opportunity never really comes. You know, I see this ghost make a break through the trailer toward my guys, so I run in after him and I try to pick up his gun, but you know, all it takes is just a little distraction like that. You know, another guy's able to slip up on that right side, and you know, I go down. And you know, that really doesn't bother me. I had no ammo, and it was a bad situation. You'll have that. It doesn't bug me. Like, this bugs me. Like, that bugs me, though. I mean, we talked a little in the last video about, you know, people who aren't even trying to win the game. I mean, you know, they don't care about the objectives. All they want to do is post a good KD at the end of a match. And I mean, so you've got guys like that clown just sitting in the back of their spawn. I mean, they're only down by 80 points, right? You know, it's like he just thinks the best thing to do is to openly give up on the objective and try to snipe people. And you know, and again, like, I understand that we've got them locked down pretty tight. I guess he might say, you know, well, there's no way I can get the flag. I might as well try to get kills. And you know, again, I just think that's a really terrible attitude to have. You know, when I first started playing COD 4, I didn't have anybody to play with. I mean, I had a couple of friends who jump on with me from time to time, but I played, you know, by myself the majority of the time, or with like one other guy, and it was hard. It was difficult. You know, we didn't always walk away from the match with good KDs, but I mean, we walked away with wins. You know, that's what matters. All right, so these guys are going to spawn on the left here because we just called in mortars into their backyard, and again, you just have to be careful because it flips the spawn. It ends up getting me killed. So again, you just have to be careful. You know, and hey, I don't know if you caught it, but back at like 7 minutes 15 or so, I get shot from behind, and honestly, it took me forever to figure out why. I mean, I watched this clip over and over, just trying to figure out, you know, what flipped the spawn, and I think it's because our Cobra is hovering directly over their house in their backyard, and all I can think of is that, you know, because there's a helicopter like basically parked above their spawn, you know, it flipped them. So again, you just have to be careful. You have to be conscious of that. Oh wow, so I ran out of time just super quick. So, I mean, anyway, I hope this video has been interesting. I hope that it's been informational, and if it has been, please rate, comment, subscribe, favorite. Every little bit helps, guys. And, you know, I'll have another video out in the next week for sure, so I really hope you'll stop back by. Until then, quack quack.